गणपते शक्ति सदानंद गणपते शक्ति गणपते सदानंद गणपते एकदंड गणपते नंद गणपते एकदंड गणपते नंद गणपते लंबोदर गणपते ओदर गणपति राजसुगुण गणपति नमस्ते स्ति गणपते
A pleasant evening and a warm welcome to one and all present here. It's a great honor for me to welcome our management members of Krishnaswamy Education Trust, our respected Dean, Dr. R. Revati ma'am, our beloved Principal, Dr. Anita Rajendran ma'am, faculty members, and learned professionals from various institutions for this 5-day national level workshop entitled How to Be a Better Educator, organized by IQAC and Department of Accounting and Finance. Swami Vivekananda said, fill the brain with high thoughts, highest ideals, place them day and night before you, and out of that will come great work. It's a great pleasure to welcome the eminent speakers from various states who have come to share their knowledge and vast experience with the teaching fraternity. The 5-day national level workshop is intended for professional development of teachers to develop essential skills for effective learning within the context of their own teaching and wider institutional framework. It also enables them to create relevant and tailored course instruction for today's student. The speakers on different sessions are experts in their field of specialization. We assure you that this program will inspire the participants to explore further. I hope this workshop will provide the skill and tools necessary for success and foster the talents of each individual. Thank you, and once again, I welcome you all.
Thank you, Smiley. A very good afternoon to each and every one of you present here. On behalf of the Chairman, Sir, Shri M.A.K. Balakrishnan, Managing Directors, Shri K.B.K. Rajmohan, Shri K.B. Arun, Shri K.B. Krishna Anand, and our Dean Madam, Dr. Revati, I cordially invite all the participants and the resource person of all the 5-day session, and especially for today's session, Dr. Mary Vinita Thomas, for this national level workshop on how to be a better educator. I'm sure this session will all encourage us, or it will teach us to be a good teachers, and will be much better teachers than what we are today. I take this opportunity to congratulate the Department of ANF and IQAC committee for organizing this program. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful welcome. And yes, I'm working with Central University of Kerala. And it's indeed, I'm very much happy that the college has invited me to be a part of this academic endeavor. Times when we cannot see each other, in the offline mode, and we all are sticking to the online mode. And maybe because of that, it's possible that I could meet you all. Otherwise, if it was a normal case, you have to take a flight and you have to travel and come up to there, which is at times difficult. So now, since it's the online mode, right from Kerala to Kashmir, you can reach anywhere and you can take a class sitting at your home or at your institution. So not wasting much time, because I know we just have 1.5 hours with us, and we'll make maximum usage of that time. So thank you, the entire team of Sri Krishna Swami College for Women, the administrators, the faculty, the dean who just spoke now, and everyone, everyone involved for calling me up and making me a part of this program. Thank you so much. And yes, dear participants, a very warm welcome to you all on my behalf too. The topic that we are going to deal today is open educational resources. So before I get into that, I'll just share the PPT. I hope it becomes visible. Yes, so now I hope you all can see the screen. It has come up, the PPT. Yes, okay. So before I start explaining about open educational resource, I would just like to know if any one of the participants here have come across this term, or anyone has done a little bit of work, or somebody is using an open educational resource. Any idea, like if you have read it from somewhere, or maybe anything like that. It needn't be the correct definition or something like that, but otherwise. So can any one of you tell me if you have heard of this, or at least make a guess on what this would be? An OER, an open educational resource. Anyone? No, because why I'm asking is it's not good that one person keeps on talking and gives kind of a lecture method. It will be very boring. So let us make it an interactive session where maybe I can also learn from your inputs. So that's why. Any one of you. You can just unmute and say, like, if you have come across this word open educational resource. Anyone? No? Okay, they're putting it. Yeah, I'll just go through it. Yeah, I'll see that. Okay. Kirti has said, yes, Swayam. Swayam, you have come across this, so you're used to that. Okay, MOOCs, it's related to MOOCs and Swayam portal. Okay, so it's related to MOOCs and Swayam, that's all fine. But what exactly do we mean by this? Any idea on that? It is related to Swayam and MOOC, very fine. But what, any kind of a meaning? What it would be? What are these? We all know what resources are, right? Resources. So open education resources could be of what kind, of what nature? Any idea?
Electronic
UGC
resource.
Pathshala. Electronic resources, online resources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who has said that?
Sri
Can I
Lakshmi.
know? Sri Lakshmi. Okay, Sri Lakshmi, you're from?
I'm from
Which state?
Kerala.
Okay, you're from Kerala. So you're studying there in Chennai, or you're attending the program?
No, ma'am. We are doing a B.Ed there. B.Ed.
Okay, you're doing B.Ed there. Okay, Sri Lakshmi, good. So it is an online. You have guessed the meaning that it is online. Exactly, right? Thank you so much. Then we have many messages coming up where Sunita ma'am has said that OER are teaching, learning, research materials in any medium, digital like open data. Fine. So some of you all are really aware of this and you know this. Fine, that's great. So we'll move on to the concept. So as we all know that now the world, the pandemic has taken over, and we are all, sticking on to this online mode, right? Everything is online, be it a class, a webinar, or whatever it is, everything has to be done online. So when everything is being done in the online mode, what happens? We need access to a lot of online resources also. And that is how this concept has been broadening, online digital resources, because we cannot always do with the hard copies, right? Because all other things, the teaching process, the entire schooling or the university system has come to the online mode. So naturally, the resources that we are talking about also has to be online. And that is why basically now this digital resources, or as you said, the electronic resources, they are being given a lot of exposure, and people are working on it to provide quality educational resources that are available online, so that we can reach maximum people and no pandemic can stop sharing of resources. So that is one reason that you're sticking on to electronic resources. Now, yes, fine, we have electronic resources, whatever we need, we'll go to Google. That is the first thing we do, no? We type on Google and Google will give you so many articles and references and so many things. Google offers you all that. And we happily take that and we use it for our work. But one thing which has always been putting a problem or a barrier, which acts as a barrier in this entire process, is the problem of copyright. I don't know how many of you have faced that problem actually, but this problem of copyright is always there. Whenever we have to take a material and whenever we need to use that into our work and use it for some other purpose, immediately this issue of copyright comes up and this plagiarism check and all those things. So we cannot use it as we want. There is always a lot of restrictions. Whenever I'm taking a copyrighted material, what happens? You all know. We have to write it as it is, no? Put it in quotes, and we cannot take the entire article and all that. We can only take a part of it, quote it, and similarly we have to put it in the reference with proper quotations and everything. So many issues are there. When we talk, it's open, but it's not that open as it seems to be. When you take it and you use it, this copyright issue is always there. So copyright, as you know, the C, and that's everybody of us know what the symbol of copyright is. We see it in every paper we take online or offline, any book, copyright. So that is the basic issue. So people were thinking that how to overcome this issue of copyrights. And that is when actually this concept of open educational resources emerged. So this term, the phrase open educational resources, this was actually it was coined in 2002. And though it was, is it not visible on the screen?
It's visible, ma'am.
The screen is visible, the definition. I'm not able to see that in my, yeah, that's what, just a minute, I don't know why. I don't know why it's not, okay, just a minute, I'll just restart that and see. I don't know why the slides are not changing. Yes, so now I think now it's changing, no? Yes, yeah, yes, fine. So yes, this concept, open educational resources, this was coined in 2002. See, so 2002 is how many years back? It's going to be nearly 20 years back. Though the phrase was coined in 2002, still now we in our country, we have not yet utilized this, or many of us even don't know what actually is an OER. So this is the condition. So if you can go for the basic definition of an OER, open educational resources are defined as digitized materials which are offered freely and openly. Okay, they are offered freely and openly, and they are digitized materials which can be used and reused for teaching, learning, and research. And it can include any learning object. It can be a lecture material, it can be a reference, reading, experiment, demonstration, syllabus, whatsoever. But the only criteria is that they should be free and they are open and they can be used and reused. So we'll just see some of the basic characteristics. Now you will say that, okay, how do I identify that if it is an OER or if it is ordinary material, right? So if it has to be an OER, there are certain characteristics that it has to follow. Only then a material becomes an OER. So what are those basic characteristics of an OER or an open educational resource? The first one, as you all know, the name itself suggests openness. So what do you mean by openness? Yes, openness here stands for accessibility to everyone, anytime, anywhere. Wherever I am, I should be able to access this material from my mobile or from my computer, laptop, whichever device I'm using. I should be able to access it anytime, anywhere. Okay, it should be open to all. And this open also denotes that the materials should be free. There should not be any money associated with it. You don't have to pay for it. Now, why I'm saying the term open, if you can see that some materials you search on the Google, and when you go into the material, after reading a one paragraph or two paragraphs, what happened? It immediately shows now you have to subscribe, or now you have to take an account, open an account with this. Then you will be allowed for further reading. Right? I come across many such materials. Halfway you get into the main topic, and before getting into what you really wanted, there is a stop, and they say now it is locked. Only the introduction will be there, or few lines will be there, and then now you have to purchase it, or you have to enter into a website, become a member. So many tassels come up when you observe that. So that cannot be an OER. An OER should be something which is always open. The entire article is open to all. Next is cost. It should be free of cost. I already mentioned, if it is an OER, it has to be free. You cannot take money for that. Nobody can charge money for that. So an OER will always be cost free. And even if there will be some cost, 98 or 99% of OER are cost free. But suppose if there is a cost, what will be done is the repositories that are hosting OER, they will be paying that, not we. So for users, it is zero cost. It will always be free. Next, an open educational resource is always related with its 5 R's. Usually we say the 5 R's of an OER. What are those 5 R's? Reuse, revise, remix, redistribute, retain. These are the main attractive characteristics of an OER. An OER allows you to reuse its content. Whatever content is there, you can use it, reuse it for your own purpose. Next is revise it. Okay, revise means you can adjust, you can adapt, modify, improve, or alter the content. So this is the best part of an OER. If you look into a copyright, earlier I said, they allow you to take some part of it, and as such you have to use it in your work, right? With no alterations. But if it is an OER, then you have to I think someone has not muted their, yeah, if you can. So revising part is the best part. You take the material, someone has published it, and suppose it is an OER, what can you do? You can take the material, and if you feel that some part is not suitable for you, you can make a modification in that. They are allowing you for that revising. Okay. Then remixing. Remixing means combining the original or revised content with other OER to create something new. That is, suppose you are working on a paper. Now you are getting an OER material as reference. If you want, you can remix. After 2 paragraphs, the third paragraph you feel is not suitable. If you feel you don't want it and you want to add some other OER to it, you can combine 2 OER to make one material, which is not allowed in the ordinary copyright. In ordinary copyright, combining, you leave it. And even the small lines, you cannot make any changes or take someone else's piece and add to it. But if it is an OER, you can take one OER, you can take another OER and mix the content and then use it for your work. That is what they're saying. Remixing, combining the original or revised content with other OER to create something new. That is also allowed. Redistribute. Finally, after you make a copy, you take a OER copy, you can redistribute it, you can share copy of the original, you can share the revised one or the remixed one with others. You don't have to take any permission from the authors. It is free of that. And then you can retain it. Retain means you can keep it with yourself. Suppose you're undergoing a course, like you said, a SWAYAM or a MOOC or some online course. What happens after the course, these materials will be given to you. You can retain it as your own. They won't take it away. If it is an OER course, you can use it as you want. Even after the course, you can keep it with you and use it. Okay. So these are the main attractive features of an OER. You can reuse it, you can revise it, you can remix, you can redistribute, and you can retain. So this will become more clear in the coming slides. I'll make it more clear. This is just that we are glancing through the basic characteristics of an OER. Yes, then for an OER, another characteristic is relevance. Now, this is not only for an OER, for any learning material. Obviously, it has to be relevant. It should be genuine and connected in depth to the topics concerned. And it should provide insightful and meaningful learning to the users. An OER should be in such a way that it should provide insightful learning. You don't have to depend on anything else. Whatever you're looking for will be there in the material. So it should provide with learners with the apt information, just as if they would have got like from referring a textbook or any other offline resource. So the effect should be the same. When I'm reading a textbook, the same way when I read an open education resource, I should get benefit from it in the same way. The topics should be exactly relevant as we read from the normal textbooks. So this is another one characteristic. Yes, and it has to be simple and easy to use. So another major characteristic of an OER is that it is simple and easy to use. The content that we use, the language that we use, it should be suitable for all types of learners, because we have so many different types of learners who are accessing these materials. You cannot design a content for the most brilliant, or you cannot design something for only the English learners and all that. Nothing. The language we use, everything should be in a very simple way so that all types of learners can understand it. At the same time, the way the things are explained in an OER should be in such a way that every type of learner can understand it. And in the same way, it should be developed in user-friendly format, which can be downloaded. Now, there are many other formats which are not accessible on the laptops or the mobiles. Sometimes some formats are not mobile-friendly. So that cannot be called as an OER. If it is an OER, then it should be in the user-friendly format, which can be easily accessed, downloaded, and printed by everyone. So these are the basic characteristics of an OER. It should be open. It should be cost-free. So when you are looking for an OER, these are the things that should be there in it for that particular material to be called as an OER. Open, relevance, simple and easy to all, cost-free, and the 5 R's, as I said, it should be reusable, revise, remixing, redistribution, retaining, all these characteristics. And the last characteristic, which is the most important characteristic of an OER, which is called its licensing aspect. Earlier I said about the copyrighted materials, right? We all have seen that, the copyrights, how it is a C and a circle around it, the symbol of copyright. So OER is also having a license, but this license is very different from the normal copyrighted license, okay? So that is what we have to see in detail. Now you can ask me, because you'll be asking, ma'am, we all go through Google, we get so many materials. How can we know it is an OER? How do we distinguish it easily from the other materials which are there? We cannot sit on with the 6 characteristics earlier, which I said, like it is open, relevant, cost-free, all that are there. But along with that, one quick method of recognizing an OER is through the license of an OER, and that license is given, it is given under the Creative Commons public license. So the OER materials also have a license, but that license is Creative Commons public license. So when you are accessing Google, when you are searching for materials, when you want to know if it is an OER or not, immediately go and see the licensing aspect. If it is a copyrighted, you can easily understand. But if it is an OER, how will you identify, right? So I'll show that now. So Creative Commons is the non-profit organization, and this organization is making licenses, and these licenses are given for OERs. They have developed different types of licenses which can be given to OER materials, and OER is using this Creative Commons licenses. See, so this is the Creative Commons licenses. So can anyone tell me if you have come across any of these licenses while browsing through the internet for materials? It can be the first one, the second one. See, 6 different types of licenses are there. These 6 types of licenses, it is developed by Creative Commons. So these Creative Commons licenses are the licenses that are given to an open educational resource. So when you download a material or when you go to the internet, when you search for materials, how will you identify an OER? First thing, you go and check the license part. If you find any of these 6 types of licenses, then definitely it is an OER. So has any one of you, have you all come across any such type of a license? You remember seeing it somewhere? Anywhere, or you have not at all seen this? This is completely new to you. Anyone who has at least seen this somewhere? No. So Kirti says no, you have not seen that. Okay, what about the others? Remember anyone seeing this? No, you can put it in your chat box if you have seen this. No. Okay, Deepa also says no. Manisha is saying no. Then maybe I should ask yes now. If there is an yes, anyone can say. Absolutely no. You have not at all seen this. It's not that we might have not seen it. Most of us know, we won't notice it. Where can we find it? Deepa, we can find it in the article. If you go below, instead of copyrighted symbol, no, this will be given. Okay, tell me, have you seen Wikipedia? Wikipedia, you all know? Yes. So, everybody knows, no? Wikipedia. If you scroll down Wikipedia, there have you seen any of these licenses? Is there anything? Yes. What about others? If you take the Wikipedia page and if you scroll down, you have not noticed this there in the Wikipedia. You won't go down and not. Who is bothered about that? No, we just want to get the material that we're searching for. Once we get the definition, we take the definition and put it somewhere. Enough. Now, who is going down to the main, the last ending part and see what is there, right? We don't care about all that. So right now, if you can just open it in your mobile or if you just take the Wikipedia page, if you go scroll down, then you can see this type of, one type of a license will be there. Can you tell me which it will be? Any one of you who can just open up the Wikipedia and see which license is given there? It will just take 1 minute. You go to the Wikipedia, you just search anything and you just give Wikipedia. And if you scroll down end part, the licensing part, instead of the copyrighted, another type of license will be given. Just see if it is resembling any of these 6. Exactly, Sharmila. Yes, and so she has given Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike license. Exactly, very nice. It is CC Creative Commons. So we'll deal with that one by one. So I just wanted you all to look into it. Very nice. So you have found it out. Creative Commons Attribution. So that is what is called an OER Creative Commons license. Okay. So when you're searching for materials, when you come across any of these 6 licenses, then you can be sure that it is an OER. So now we will see one by one. Why do we need this 6 licenses? Next question will be, why do we need 6 different types? Any one license is enough, right? Yes, Dr. Harpreet has written, text is available under CCSA. Additional terms may apply. By using this site, you agree? Yes, that's what. So we'll see what exactly do we mean, because every license has certain characteristics. There are 6 licenses, right? So each license has a particular set of characteristics. So we need to know that, so that when you are using this OER material, we have to first see what kind of a license and what that license will allow you to do. It is not that each of these 6 license works in the same way. So we should be very much aware, we should be knowing about it. Okay. So be it CC, BY or BYSA and all those things, we should. So that we will see one by one what exactly is meant by that. So now when you are searching a material on the net and when you have found out it is an OER, you will, and when you have found out that this logo is there, what next, right? So suppose if it is a CC BY logo, this is the first license of the Creative Commons. This is the first one, CC BY. BY does not have any expansion. It is just an acronym which is saying that accredit the author, give recognition to the author, the person who is standing there, no, in that bubble, in that circle, that is the author. So BY is saying, BY means give accreditation or give acknowledgement, credit to the author. That is what it is. There is no expansion. CC is Creative Commons. Okay. So the first license, CC BY. What does it allow you to do? CC BY, you can just read through it. I have given it, right? Distribute, remix, tweak, and build upon the work. You can use it commercially and non-commercially, and it is the most flexible among all licenses. So what do you mean by this is, suppose you have got a material, an OER material, which is having this license, CC BY. Then what can you do with that material? You can take that material, you can distribute it or use it for your work as it is. Next, you can remix. Suppose you are feeling that a certain part of the work which the author has published, you didn't like it. You can add your own words to it. In between the article, you can directly add your part to it. Tweaking means deleting. Suppose you feel in the first paragraph of that article, you're taking the first paragraph. Imagine you need only the first paragraph of that author's article into your work. So when you are taking it into your work, even in that first paragraph, if in between you don't want few lines, you can delete those lines. That is meant by tweaking. And remixing is if you want to add, building upon. If you want to add to it, you can add it. If it is a copyrighted work, how will it be? You cannot do anything. You have to put it in quotes, unchanged as it is, you have to use it. But if it is an OER with CC BY license, then you can take that part of the work, you can delete the lines you don't want. If you want to make changes, you can make. You can even add on your views to it and then put it into your work and publish it. This is one of the best part of an OER. Then, apart from that, you can even use it commercially and non-commercially. If you want to use that person's article for a book, you're making a book and you find this material to be very good, if it is CC BY, you don't have to ask his permission. You can directly take that article and you can use it. That is what you can make money out of it. Commercial purposes, they're allowing you for that. The author who has published it under CC BY is allowing you to make money out of his creation. So isn't that a wonderful person? I would say a very, very generous person. You know, nowadays we are all hiding everything and we are so reluctant to share. Yeah, it's like my work and my API score, my promotion marks, everything is mine. And we don't want to tell, or we will hide our projects and we will hide our papers. We won't share it with others. What if they get 1 mark more than me? Right? So there are people like that. So on one end, you have people like that. On one end, you have generous people like these who are saying that you take my work, you do whatever you want to with my work, and you publish it and you make money out of it. I have no problem. This requires a very big heart OER to publish OER. So this is the first license, CC BY. These are the characteristics. So if you find an article which is CC BY, you can do all these things with that work. Okay, remix, tweak, build, commercial, non-commercial, everything. So this is the most flexible among all the 6, the first one. Next thing is, this is what you saw in Wikipedia, CC BY SA. This is a Wikipedia where one more term is added, SA. What is that SA? Share alike. So here again, you can do all those things: share, copy, remix, tweak, build upon, adapt, redistribute. You can use it for commercial, non-commercial. Everything is allowed. Just one more thing is added. Can you tell me by reading that what you understand by that? The last one. All the same, just exactly like CCBY, but one condition is extra added to it. Can you tell me what it is? What do you understand by that? This SA share alike, what it would mean by reading this? Any idea? We cannot make changes. No, Deepa, it's not that we cannot make changes. We can make changes. See, no, the first I have written, we can share, copy, remix, tweak. We can do all that. We can do. But another one line is added. No, what is the meaning of that? We can do everything, commercial, non-commercial purpose, everything it allows, just like CCBY. But that SA is added, SA. So what will that SA mean? What does that mean? Do we have to share the source? Okay, sharing the source, see, not sharing, acknowledging the source is always there. Okay, whatever you do, the acknowledgement has to be there. Even if it is for CCBY, you take, you remix, redistribute everything, but when you are publishing your material in the reference part, you should acknowledge the author. Poor fellow, no, he is giving you the entire articles. Acknowledgement has to be there. No, apart from that, it's not that. Somewhat related, but share, what is that? Yes, Sunita Sharma, she has said share alike. It is correct. But what is that share alike? What do you mean by this share alike? What is the exact meaning? That is what I'm asking. What do you understand by that? Share alike. Any idea? But you're not getting it by reading it? In fact, I have written it in a sentence also below, no? Still you're not understanding? Not getting? Similar license. Okay, maybe it's a little bit. I'll just put it into words. I'll just give an example. See, suppose I am developing a material. I'm writing a paper, and I get OER materials as references. So I'm referring, and I'm taking a part of a work from an OER which is having CC BY SA license. Okay, so understood. I'm writing a paper or I'm doing some work. I'm going to publish it. So what happens? I'm taking few paragraphs or few ideas from an OER which is having CC BY SA license. Then when I am publishing my article also has to be published under CC BY SA. I cannot use copyright. I cannot use CC BY for my article, or I cannot use the other file licenses for my article. When I publish my article, I have to put CC BY SA itself for my paper also. I cannot put any other license for my paper. If I am taking material from an OER which is CC BY SA. Is that clear? Hope you got the meaning. Suppose I'm writing an article and I need to take some parts from an OER which is CC BY SA. Then when I am publishing my work also has to be published under CC BY SA license. I hope it is clear. Right? Yes. Deepa has said yes, so I'm believing that it is clear. Okay. So that means, because why they have put this is, sometimes we humans, we are all clever people. We will take all the material from OER, and finally when I'm going to publish my material, I will put a copyright and publish it. So we are like, okay, give me. But when it comes to my case, when I want to give, I'm going to put a copyright and I will say now no one can take from my material. So these people, I think they sensed it. So they have said that if you are using our materials which are under CC BY SA, Then if you are publishing, you compulsorily have to publish it under CC BY SA. You cannot make it copyright or anything else. Okay, maybe because of that they have designed this license. So this is what the Wikipedia is having. Okay, share alike stands for that, similar license. Next is CC BY NC. Now this you can see. What is that NC? Can you tell me what is that NC? Non-commercial. Money symbol, the dollar sign is given, right? And they have just struck it out like this. So what would that mean? NC. Can you tell me? It's very easy, right? You can share, you can copy, you can remix, you can build upon, tweak, you can do anything and everything with that, the material. No marketing, exactly. No marketing in the sense, no commercial purpose. You cannot use it for money making. It is not allowing you to use it because, like I said, now you want to publish a book and you want to make money, or you are developing some materials for studies, learning materials, and you want to sell it. In such cases, this materials under CC BY NC cannot be used. So if you're finding an OER with the license CC BY NC, then be careful. These OER materials, you can remix, tweak, build upon, you can do anything with that, but you can use it only for non-commercial purpose. You cannot use it for commercial purpose. You cannot use it for money matters. Anything related to money, if you are using it, it will be a legal issue. So that is why we need to be alert about these characteristics also. It is giving you a lot of freedom, but there are some little bit of restrictions in some of the licenses. So we should know which license is standing for what. That's why I'm explaining these 6 types of licenses, okay? And the next one, CC. Now as we go, the conditions are increasing and increasing. CC BY NC SA. Now if you find an OER material with this license, CC BY NC SA, then it is saying that you can take the material, you can copy, remix, tweak, build upon, you can do everything, but you cannot use it for commercial purposes. Plus, if you're publishing the material, you have to publish it under CC BY NCSA license itself. No other license you can publish it. You have your material should also be published under CC BY NCSA. When is this? When I am using an OER material which is licensed under CC BY NCSA in my work. If I'm using this kind of an OER in my work, then my work should also be published as CC BY NCSA. Yes, and next is CC BY ND. ND stands for no derivatives, which means no change. That is the equal to sign. Whatever is here, it should be passed in the same way. No changes allowed. Same way it should come to the other side. But again, you can copy, you can redistribute it in any medium or format. You can use it for commercial and non-commercial. You can do all that, but you cannot alter it and you cannot modify it. But it is fine. They are giving you the entire material. Only thing they are saying is you cannot change or modify it, but you use the entire material. See, suppose I'm writing a book. I need to take this entire article, CC BY ND. You can take that. The person is allowing you. You take that entire article and you put it into your work and you publish it, no problem. But you cannot make changes. Now, this type of licenses, I would say it is why they have put it. It is mainly for research journals and all that, where we do experimentations and yes, definitions, where we are explaining certain concepts. So if you put editing license, what will happen? Anyone can come and put anything, and it might give a wrong meaning. This is a problem with Wikipedia also. We have to be careful. Anyone can come and edit it. So, and suppose it is an experimental study where we have experimental works and data and all are entered, anyone can come and change the findings also, right? So for such papers or such articles, this license is best. You are allowing full freedom. You are giving your entire article free. But the thing is, you are saying that you should not make changes because it might, some faulty concepts might come up. Some people who want to play a trick can cause any damage to the findings and all that. So such research findings or some science articles or something, somewhere you feel that nobody should make a change, there you can give CC BY ND. So this license deals with that. Okay. And the last one is the most strict of all the 6 licenses, CC BY Ncnd. Along with ND, they have put NC. This is not allowing you for commercial use. No change in the content, and also you cannot use it for commercial use. You cannot make money out of it, but otherwise for your educational purposes and all, you can use it if you're submitting a project, and if you want to publish, you want to take a part of this article, definitely they are allowing you, but it's not meant for money making. So these are the 6 different types of CC licenses. So I see it will be a little bit confusing now, because first time you're hearing, so it will be like, what is the CCBY, what is CCBY, NCSA, NCSD, so many, no, that will be there. But if you actually just sit for 5 minutes and take one license each and just go through the characteristics, then you'll become very familiar. And once you start using it, you'll become more familiar, and then there will be no such issues. Right from the symbol itself, you can understand what this license is standing for or how it can be done and all those things. It becomes very, very simple. So you don't have to worry about it. So I hope that this concept is clear, that what is an OER, and how you can identify an OER, what are the basic characteristics, and from the internet, how do you identify while you're searching, So I hope that is okay, because yes, so Kirti has said that it's clear. So I'm moving on, because the most important part is, the next question will be, ma'am, we have understood the OER and we have seen the 6 licenses, everything, but we have never come across such a material. Where do I find this license, or where do I find this OER? So many materials are there. I cannot go to every material, and I cannot search if it is an OER by looking at the license, right? It will be very time consuming, because so many articles come up in Google, and then each article I have to open, go to the licensing part and see if it is CC license or copyright license. So much time waste. Then how will I find out an OER? So these are some of the quality assurance guidelines. If you're developing an OER, I will just skip this, because this is available as a framework, tips framework. Okay, it's there on the net. Suppose you want to develop an OER, then they have given certain guidelines. How this is about, if you are developing, okay, if you are going to publish, then what are the things to be taken care of? So it's like a guide to developing an OER for maintaining quality. Okay, so I won't waste time on this, because we have to go to the practical aspect. This is a tips framework. It's given by Semka, and it is available on the net. You can read through it, where it tells you how easily you can, or when you are developing, what are the things to be taken care of. And yes, as you all know, advantages of OER, it's very accessible and all that. We'll come to that in the end if we have time, because I want to focus on the searching part, because that is most important. Because as I said, you people will be worried, like how will or where will I search for an OER? So don't worry about that. You don't have to go and click on every article and all that. There are many easy methods. The first one is the website called OER Commons. Okay, there is a website. It is a repository which is named as OER Commons. This repository is providing you with in a lot of OER materials, high quality OER materials, which you can use for your educational purposes. This is how it will look like if you are having an internet connection, fast internet connection, and if you are having access, then if you just type and see OER Commons, Google, just go to Google, type OER Commons, you get the website www.oercommons.org. Here you will get, here everything is OER. This is an OER repository exclusively for OER. What you can do is go to oercommons.org. Have you got it? Anyone is searching? Anyone who is doing it parallelly? Yes. So what you can do, you just go to oercommons.org, and there you can see, if in the screenshot I have put it a yellow arrow in the towards the down, fine tune your search with advanced search. You can click on advanced search. I've just put a yellow arrow there. If you click on advanced search, see, this is the page that appears, advanced search. And here you just type your concept title, whichever you want to search, and you can give search. All conditions of use is there. If you click on that, it will show the different types of CC licenses. So if you want CC BY, you can click on that and then give search. Then it will come up with all CC BY license materials. See. So I had given teacher education and I gave a search, and these are the materials that came up, and everything will be CC licensed. That is OER. But what type it is, you have to just click on that and it will show you. See, you click on that particular source. Here they have shown CC BY SA. For mine, which I had taken, it was CC BY SA, share alike. Similarly, there will be CCBY, CCBY, NCSA, that a number of things will be there. Okay, I hope it is clear. So you go to, you can just maybe note it down now, because if everyone has to go for a practical, because there are a few others also. So you can just note it down, the steps. You go to OER Commons. There, if you go to Advanced Search, there you type in the title and the license which you want, and you give search, then you get n number of articles. You don't have to worry. This site is exclusively for OER, and quality check has been done. So the materials that are being published here, they are all quality. Yes, it is completely free. It is completely free. Stalin has asked, it is completely free. You don't have to pay and all. And the quality of the materials are also good. They have review committee people who are doing the quality checking. So you don't worry about all that. But the thing is, you have to sit and explore. We are not used to it, no? So it will take little time initially searching the proper materials. And since this concept is not new to us, many of us don't know, and publications will be less. Foreigners have done that, in abroad they are doing, but I'm saying in the Indian context, it will be a little difficult. Maybe we have to start, you have to start, me, myself, we all have to publish OER maximum and promote this concept. Okay, so this is one way, OER Commons. Next is, yes, your favorite YouTube. Everybody, since the lockdown has started, everybody is under YouTube. I can see many cooking channels have opened. Everybody started cooking now online through YouTube, cookery channels. Then this health channels, dieting, and how to lose fat in 10 days. How to lose belly fat in 20 days. Oh my God, so many videos have come up ever since this lockdown has started. Have you seen that? For me, whenever I open my YouTube, maybe because I'm fat, whenever I open my YouTube will come up with suggestions. How to lose your belly fat in 15 days. How to lose your weight in 20 days. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is seeing me. So this has come. And then cookery is also coming up. Cookery shows. So everybody has become a YouTuber now. So how can you search? See, OER videos, this free to use videos, the YouTube videos which we are watching, do you think it is actually legally that they have that YouTube copyrights? It is standard YouTube license. You all know that, no? YouTube, it's under YouTube license. So it's not that I can just take it and put it somewhere. It will, if somebody files a complaint against you, we will be in trouble. So better avoid, not avoid, I'm saying, if we can find out Creative Commons OER videos, then it is safe for us in our educational purpose, I mean academics, right? So what can we do? How can I find out a CC licensed video in YouTube? So first go to YouTube homepage, www.youtube. Everybody can go to that. Now this is how it appears. See, so I just you can, and then you type any concept, okay, whichever you feel. I had given blended learning and I just typed it and I gave an enter, blended learning. So what happened? All videos related to blended learning has come up. That's why it's showing in my screen like that. If you want any other concept, you can just type it and give an enter and then see if you're doing it. Otherwise, I'll just go on. Is anyone doing this, or should I wait, or I'll just move on? If anyone is trying, I can wait along. We can do it along. Okay. So fine, you're trying. So have you got this page? This filter? This, you go to the YouTube homepage, you type a concept or title, whatever you want. You give a simple one as of now so that it will be easy. Okay. And then give search. So this is how it appears. Now you can see a filter option. Can you see a filter option? Click on that filter. When you click on that filter, this is how it appears. This, you can see this. You got this page? They come with upload date, type, duration, features, and all that. Under the title features, you can see Creative Commons. There is one option, Creative Commons. Click on Creative Commons and then search, and then whatever videos you get will be this Creative Commons videos. So this is how you search for a OER licensed video, a CC licensed video in YouTube. First you go to the home page, then you type the title, and then go to filter. In filter, you can see an option called features. Click on features, and there under features you can see Creative Commons. Click on Creative Commons, and then when it is searching and coming up, it will be most of the videos will be, it's not that 100%. So what can we do is, yes, you have got it. What we can do now, we need to cross check it, because technology, it's not that we can blindly believe it whatever it's being shown. Okay, so we need to cross check. Sometimes it is possible that CC videos also don't come and other videos get mixed, right? So we need to cross check. So how can you cross check? You play the video, whichever video you have got. Many videos have come up, you feel that, okay, this is I'll try this. Just click on that video and scroll down. The video starts playing, right? So gently scroll down the screen. You can see an option, show more. I have put a red box towards the end of the screen. You scroll down the video, then you can see an option, show more. You see that? Sometimes it won't be there. So that means you can avoid it. Go for another video. Show more. Yeah, so Dr. Harpreet has already found it out. So she has got it, right? Creative Commons. Now click on show more and it will show you like this. If it is like this, fine. Otherwise, avoid it. If nothing is given, avoid it. It won't be an OER. So this is how you check. So once you get the videos, always just cross check. What you can do, you play the video and just scroll down, and there you can see the option show more. Click on show more. If it is a Creative Commons licensed one, it will show like this, reuse allowed, Creative Commons attribution. Okay. So in the video I'm saying there is an CC option in the video just below the when the video is playing. I've not put it here. That is not, don't confuse it for Creative Commons. Okay, Creative Commons is different. In the video, if you see a CC, that has nothing to do with Creative Commons. There is one CC, that is captions, closed captions. That is what that CC stands for in the video. So what you can do, scroll down and click on show more and confirm that it is Creative Commons. Then you can use it. So this was about YouTube. Now suppose you want to upload your video. Now you want to upload. Some of them asked me, that's why I just put it in my presentation. Some of them asked me that if they want to upload some educational material and they want to make it OER video in YouTube, then how can you do that? So what you can do is, the main page of YouTube, you go to the main page. There you can see I have on the top side, right end, I have put a very big red arrow. There you can see a video symbol is there. Okay, on the main page. Anyone wants to try this? Try this means you don't have to upload. If anyone is trying this, I can wait. Otherwise, I'll just skip on. In the main, yeah, you're trying. Okay, so in the YouTube main page, you can see on the right side, there is a video symbol there, symbol. Just click on that. Just click on that. This is how it appears. When you click on that, that is create a video. That is what that option is. So when you click on create a video, this comes up. Okay. So you can just upload any video you have, anything you want to share. You just give upload. And when you scroll down, further, when you scroll down, you can see an option, show more. I put a red arrow there. You can see an option, show more. If you click on show more, There you can find two types of licenses, the standard YouTube license and the Creative Commons. So if you click on Creative Commons and then if you give publish, then your video will be appearing like it will come under CC. So anyone searches the topic that you have done, when anyone searches for a CC video, then your video will be shown to them because you have published it as CC, Creative Commons Attribution License. So this is how you can publish your video if you want to make it an OER. This in YouTube, if you want to do that, this is how you do. You go to the main page, you click on create a video and you click on that, and then you scroll down after uploading the video. If you scroll down, you can see an option show more. You click on show more, it shows two types of licenses, the standard YouTube and the Creative Commons. So you can click the Creative Commons and give publish, then it will be a CC video. Okay, yes. So that was about YouTube, and yes, this is our best friend Google. This is what everyone will be wanting to know, like, right? How to search on Google. Is there any easy method? So Google, our all-time friend who is ever willing to help us in all our troubles, whatever we want, you just type, he'll come up, he or she, you don't know. Anyway, so how can you search on Google? Go to the main page. Google, this is familiar to everyone, right? The main page. This is how it will look like, google.co.in. Now, if you have got the main page, you can just see on the right side towards the end, on the right side end, okay, there is the option settings. I have actually put a arrow. I have shown an arrow mark there, and you can see the you can just see settings. Okay, you click on settings. So first you go to Google homepage. I think this everyone can try. This is very easy, right? You go to Google homepage and you just see on the right side end, bottom part of the page, there you can see an option settings. You click on settings. You click on settings, and then you can see this options come up. When you click on settings, some other options come up like search settings, advanced search, history, and all that. What you do is click on advanced search. Click on advanced search. So go to Google homepage, click on settings, which is given on the down of the page, and then you click on advanced search. So you get a page, it directs you to another page, and then you scroll down that page, you just scroll it down, and then you can find an option usage rights. I have put it in a red box. So it's given usage rights. Now, if you click on the small arrow which is given on the right side, if you click on that box, usage rights, if you click on that on the right side, it will show you the different types of licenses, like not filtered by license, free to use, even commercially, free to use, share or modify. So you click whichever license you want, you click on that and you give search, then Google will come up with the materials which are related to the license which you have given. So this is one way. But again, you cannot be sure that everything that comes up will be an OER. So you just go into the article and just check for the license, that CC/BY, no, the 6 different type we saw. So any one of the license should be there. Only then it will be an OER. If there is none of the CC/BY license, then it is not an OER. Okay. So you have to cross check. Always be careful. So this is how you can search in Google. You go to main page, you go to settings, and then advanced search. And in advanced search, you scroll down. On the left side, you can see an option usage rights. So parallel to that, that arrow is there. You click it. It comes up with the different CC/BY options. Whichever you want, you give search. The materials, most of the materials will be like that. Okay. Hope it is clear. It's okay. Shall I just move on to the next one? Yes, okay. So next is Google Images. Again, we all are searching, right? Google Images we are using for our work, for everything. We use so much, we need so much of pictures and all that. So we'll be using from Google Images. So now, how do I search for such OER licensed pictures? For that, Yes, I don't have to tell you to the about the Google image page and all. You all know that this is how it appears when you type something and you go to images. When you click on images, this is how it appears. So I had given DNA cell that was for to get it. A lot of pictures will be there. So I'm not a biology person. I'm basically a physics person. But we are all made from DNA. We are all the basic is cell, right? So that came to my mind at that time when I was trying it out. So I gave DNA cell, and this has and the images. I went to the images of Google images page. So this is how it will come. Okay, this is how it appears. Now, tools. Click on the option tools. I have put an arrow, a side arrow, a red arrow, which is pointing towards the left. If you can see, a horizontal arrow which is pointing towards the left. That is the tools. That is where you will find the option tools. Click on tools. Once you click on tools, you get many subheadings like size, color, usage rights. I have put a vertical arrow showing usage rights and all that there. This comes up. That will come up only when you click tools. Normally, it won't be there. Normally, it will be the images page, but the tools option will be there. So once you click on the option tools, then these subtitles will come up: size, color, usage right, and etc. So you click on usage right, and under usage right, all these things will come up. Creative Commons. So you click and you give search, then you will get most of the images that come will be Creative Commons. That means it is an OER, free to use. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So this is about Google Images. Then there are also many other sites, for example, Open Textbook Library. Again, if you can go to the website and search for it, it will come up. So this particular website, this Open Textbook Library, this is exclusively OER textbooks. Okay, it has been funded, published, and licensed to be freely used, adapted, and distributed. So these books have been reviewed by faculty from a variety of colleges and universities. So you don't have to worry about the quality and all that. And it can be downloaded for no cost, or even it can be printed at a low cost if you want to print it. But if you want to download it, it's cost free. And see, this is how it will appear. Open Textbook Library. This is an OER, a repository for textbooks. If you go to the main page of Open Textbook Library, this is how it will be. You go to Google and just type Open Textbook Library. It will show you the web page. So click on that. This is how it appears, the Open Textbook Library. And there you have, if you can see, I put a red arrow. There is an option, Browse Subjects. So if you click on Browse Subjects, then all the different subjects will come up, like accounting. Yes, we have accounting and finance here, right? Business, human resource management, marketing, computer science, economics, education, whichever. So click on that. It will direct you to the page where books related to that particular subject will be there. You'll get n number of books there, which is related to. I have not taken the screenshot of that because it's very easy. You just have to click on any of the subject and you can go. Yes, Sharmila said she's got it. Okay. So that's how it is. Okay. So this is one OER textbook repository. Then our own country has an OER. So are we aware about it? Were you aware? There is an OER for our own country, and it's called the NROER. Anyone who has, yes, you are, yes, Dr. Harpreet has aware. Anyone else who's knowing about this, the NROER? NROER? No? So, yes, so this is the National Repository of Open Educational Resources, which has been developed by NCERT and Central Institute of Education and Training, NCERT. It was launched actually in 2013 in New Delhi. And this is how, and yes, one thing I would like to say is here all the materials are CC BY SA, no other Creative Commons licenses. Whichever material is available in this website, in this repository will be CC BY SA. And one more thing, they have NCRP textbooks. So these NCRP textbooks are not CC BY. that that you cannot expect that, right? They're NCRT textbooks, so they have not put it under OER, CCB by SA. All other materials, all other reference materials in NROER are under Creative Commons license except the NCERT textbooks. Okay. So this is how it will appear. If you can go through the website, NROER website, this is how it is. And yes, the picture, you don't bother about the picture. That was the earlier the minister, education minister, and these pictures keep on changing, right? When we take the screenshot, it just scrolls. So don't go for the picture. This is how basically the site is. NROER, you have an option repository on the top part. I have put a yellow arrow. You can see repository. You just click on that. That is what matters to us. So you just go to, yes, Dr. Harpreet has given the link also. Thank you. And if you click on that, you can see the repository. You click on repository. This is how the page appears after you click on repository. So repository is given on the left side, topmost part of the page, repository and workspaces. So you click on repository and this is how it appears. Now themes, e-library, e-books, all these offer materials. So this is specifically with respect to school. We get a lot of school materials, but it can be used by us also. Something which want to refer and all that. So this offers you a lot of materials which are licensed under CC BY SA, that is NROER, India's own OER. Okay. Now, moving on to the next one. There is another one website which offers you, which is an OER repository. It's an international one. It is oasis.col.org. So OASIS is actually Commonwealth of Learning's online institutional repository. Okay. Now, Commonwealth of Learning, if some of you might be knowing, if you don't know, it's actually an intergovernmental organization, Commonwealth of Learning, and it is basically working on developing and sharing open learning and distance education materials to develop quality. That is what it works for open learning and distance education resources, technologies, and all that major aim. So they have started this repository named OASIS, oasis.col.org. And one thing is, all the materials here are licensed under CC BY SA, and it can be freely downloaded for reuse and adaptation. Okay. If there is an exception, they will be mentioning that. If there is a material which is not so, then particularly it will be mentioned. So if it is not mentioned, you don't have to worry. It is definitely CC BY SA, all the materials. So you don't have to worry at all. Okay. 98% of the materials, 99 I think I can say, they are all CC BY SA. So you can go to OASIS. It's not opened. OASIS, I think you, if you go to Google and search OASIS, it's not coming. This is how it will look like. OASIS. O and A are capital. O and A are capital. And SR. Yes, Vasumati. Yes, so she has got it. Okay. So that is how it is, OASIS. And this is how the page looks like, Commonwealth of Learning. And here you can see, I have put a red arrow. Research and publications, country reports, profiles, corporate, so many things are there. If you click on research and publications, you can search, you will get articles, books, brochures, so many things are there. According to your discipline, subject, you can just try out. So this all requires a lot of time because we are new to this. In one day, we cannot sit and browse everything. And this concept, as I said, OER in India, this has not gained a momentum. So in Indian context, if you look, it is very difficult to find materials. All this are kind of foreign international materials. But it will be helpful to us. So this is one, oasis.col.org. Now, this one you might be knowing. This is Pixabay. I think all of you might be using this. So this is copyright-free images. Now, this is Pixabay license. This is not the Creative Commons license, but this is also OER. So this is an OER which is offering a different kind of license, which is called Pixabay license. They have their own license, and they have named it as Pixabay. But this is an OER. Everything is free. All the images and videos in this website are free. You can go. I have not taken the screenshot because it's not needed, because the entire website is, that is what it stands for. So you just log on and you can take any images, you can take any videos from it. They are all open educational resources. Pixabay, it's very useful. Okay. And Pixabay is just having, and Pixabay is offering their own license, Pixabay license, which is an OER license, free to use. The other one was Creative Commons, Creative CC BY S, and the 6 different types. This is only single Pixabay license. To go to their website and browse, you will get images and videos. Okay. So you can use it even for commercial purposes. That is the most best part of it. Pixabay images can be used even for your commercial purposes. You don't have to ask permission, or you don't have to give credit to the artist, it seems. So it's a wonderful thing. You can try out the images and videos, not the material. Learning materials not there, but images and videos. Yes, and then this, have you heard of this? NPTEL, the National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. NPTEL, this is a website, this is basically for the engineering and science students, right? You all will be knowing about that. The IITs have started. It's an initiative of the different IITs, and NPTEL stands for the National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. All the materials under NPTEL are CC BY SA. You don't have to search specifically. It's if you go to this website, then automatically all the materials are CC BY SA. Okay, so this is about NPTEL. Yes, and this again, I think I don't have to explain this. You all might be using it, right? Khan Academy, you've heard of it? Using it? People using it? Khan Academy. Mostly people say they are very familiar with this. Yes, Kirti says yes. So yes, Sri Lakshmi is also saying yes. Okay. So this Khan Academy is an OER. Maybe that you were not knowing, right? We had not linked it, no, in like this Khan Academy and OER concept. Now when we studied OER, now we know that this is actually an OER. So this Khan Academy, which is offering various exercises, instructional video and all those things, like for mathematics, computers and everything, this actually is an OER site. So now you get it, the connection. So this is an OER, Khan Academy. Then another one is, this is again international repository, Merlot, the Multimedia Educational Resources for Learning and Online Teaching. It is a project of the California State University. Here there are thousands of discipline-specific learning materials and learning exercises are there, bookmark collection, so many things are there, thousands, discipline-specific. There are 25 disciplines covered, and peer-reviewed online teaching and learning materials, all are there. OER materials are there. If you can go to Merlot, this website, and search, it is good. Multimedia Educational Resources for Learning and Online Teaching. Yes, and now see, these are all OERs, a lot of OERs. So now we will be confused. So many OERs. Till now we were not knowing where OER is. Once you are introduced, now the headache has become. So many OERs, right? So we want, it's not necessary that we go to all these websites. This is just for knowledge sake that we have given it, put up here. You see, all these are there. You don't have to go into all that. We can just begin with the basics. You know, some of the ones which I mentioned earlier, which the basic searching in Google, searching in YouTube, then OER Commons and Khan Academy. So simple ones like that, Oasis. We'll just go with that. And maybe after we become experts in OER and after we are very good, well versed in all that, then maybe we can try all this. Because in one go, if we go for searching all these things, it will become boring. At the same time, it will become time consuming, hectic, and we will stop. Then we will not do anything. So leave all this. This is just that, for everyone to know that there are so many OER repositories which we are not aware of. It's the only thing is we are not aware and we are not used to it. That's why. So this is just for that I've put up all this. So basically we can just go with the basic things and search for OER on all those common websites, and it's more than enough for us. So And as I said, this is OER in India. If you want specifically India, then this is how it is. NROER, NPTEL, and Pratham. Karnataka is also having an OER, which is KROER, and the National Mission on Education through ICT OER. So all these things are there. Okay. So this is about usage of OER. Now, I had just said that I'll just discuss about the advantages, and some disadvantages are also there for any concept. If you can say, everything doesn't come with the sweet thing, right? There will be something bitter to it also. Negativities are also there. So we'll just discuss that, and then we'll stop, okay? And then we'll have the interaction session if you want to. Advantages, maybe I won't say, because you all know, we discuss the characteristics of an OER, how it is, that it is very easily accessible, open to everyone, and affordable because it is cost-free. And at the same time, it is easy to carry, right? OER, that is anything. Digital material is like that. You just have to store it in your drives, in your mobiles, in your computers or hard drive and all that. You don't have to physically carry it and go. So it's very feasible to use. And best part is reuse, revision, remixing, redistribution, retaining, the 5 hours, the most attractive part of an OER. And so all this comes under the advantages, okay? And it helps in self-directed learning, and it can reach maximum number of people, remote areas, rural areas. This is the general typical advantages we talk of in the digital world. And it saves a lot of time. But coming to the challenges, this is what needs concern. Now, many people talk about how this quality assurance, quality of OER is always in question, because people say that anyone can come and edit or anyone can publish it. So how does, so that is why we said that the websites which I have mentioned, they have this review committee where the repositories have committees, and those committees will be doing reviewing and of the quality. So suppose what we can do is, our universities, the major universities, they can start OER websites, and they should appoint a committee, a review committee, who will be in charge of assessing the quality of materials which are being uploaded there. So once that is done, then it becomes easy for the users. So this is one method of meeting the this challenge of quality assurance. And for us teachers and all that, there is no other way. We have to sit and we have to assure the quality, and then you have to pass it on to your students. Otherwise, there is no other way. So that's what I said. So this is some of the challenges in the field of OER. This is basically because in our country we have not become that adept or comfortable with OER. We have to come out with a lot of procedures or committees to deal with these challenges of OER. And the second one is lack of public understanding on OER. People still don't know about OER. People still are not aware of an OER. So this is another major challenge which is being faced in the field of OER. Unless you are aware of the 6 type of licenses, which license stands for what, and all these things, then how can you use an OER? Like, how can you make maximum benefit out of it? So this lack of public understanding on OER is another major issue. And then comes sustainability of OER. This OER is supposed to be free, right? So the people, the projects and the repositories that are publishing this, they are finding it difficult. Funding issues are there. So they have to get funds. The government has to fund it, and some other organizations have to come up for funding. Corporate organizations can give a fund as a charity and all that. They should be supporting this. Otherwise, what will happen, once it is uploaded, the maintenance cost, if it's high and they are not able to meet it, it will be left. Some of them will be deleted, and some updation will not happen. Again, quality reviewing will not happen. And this can become a major challenge in the field of OER. So sustaining it with good quality, with free of cost on the website, on the internet, is a major challenge that OER is facing now, sustainability, because of this funding issues. So this has to be taken up at the higher levels. And then searching OER, as I just told you, so now you understood. Otherwise, people don't know. People, after they become aware of OER, people don't know how to search. They say it is so time consuming and we don't know where to find. So all these things become very difficult. So that is one issue of OER. Then there is a lack of a government policy. Because in India, again, because we don't have, the policy or the framework, as you can say, as we have a national curriculum framework or the national education policy and all those things. In that way, we don't have a curriculum or policy or a framework for OER. But yes, recently there was a discussion on OER for framing a policy. So once a policy, a government policy or a government framework comes up, then it will become easy for us because it will tell us what is allowed, what is not allowed, or from there, all those things will come up. Right now, we don't know anything, like to what extent the plagiarism and all will be taken care of, and all those things are there. So this is a kind of something which is there in the minds of people while using OER in our country. At the international level, that's not at all an issue. They are using it. They are maybe I can say exploiting it to the best. But in our country, these are some of the major challenges and issues. So with time, I hope that as the policy and framework comes out, it will be solved. And once it is done, then it will become more easy for us. But for the time being, we can become adept and we can become sufficient and comfortable with OER search and all that, so that when this policy and framework comes up, immediately we can make maximum use out of it. And at least for the educational assignments or seminars or all those things, definitely we can go with this OER. It's not at all an issue. So that can be done. So these are some of the major challenges. So myself and yourself, we all have to work for OER and for bringing and promoting this concept, because though it is a digital concept, we say that in the digital world, in this new world, people are confining to the four walls and all that. But this digital concept is something which has the base on sharing. The very base, it is based on a value, a very premier value, which is sharing. It promotes sharing. Only people who have a large heart or who are very generous minded will think of sharing, right? Whatever I have, I'm giving it to you. You can use it as per your wish. So this big heartedness has to be developed, and that this concept promotes that. So this is a wonderful digital concept, I feel, and we all should work on it and we should try to promote it more. This is what I feel. So it's 5:30 and I will stop my session with that. And it's up to you all for if you have, we can have an interaction. Okay. And I hope, actually, we need a little more time maybe, but yes, this is enough, the basics and how you search. That is the most important part. That's why I just went to that first and then came back to challenges. So thank you so much for your patient listening and cooperation, interactive participation and all that. Now we can have a discussion if you can come forward. Thank you. Yes. Yes, so Stalin has posted a question, but it's not an OER, it's something else, right? I don't know what is that. NTA platform, ideal platform, online platform. I didn't get that actually. Is it related to this? Are you asking something related to OER? You want an OER repository for NTA net? Is that you're asking? Because in that case, specifically, we don't have OER repositories for NTA and net and all. That is not there. It's just that all these websites are there, and if you type your topics, whichever is there in the net or PGT examinations, if you type those topics in these OER repositories, then you might get some materials related to the concept, but it won't be like the guide which you get for studying NTA, net and all that. That I really doubt. There is no specific OER repository for that. If I don't know, this is what I understood of the question and I've answered on my own. I don't know.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
Ma'am, is there any repository for latest statistical data, ma'am?
Latest?
Statistical.
That is what I said, ma'am. Yeah. See, if you want, that's what. All these repositories which we have discussed, you just go there and you have to type your discipline and the title of your topic. these repositories are multidisciplinary. You have all, they deal with all disciplines, all subjects.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
So you can, yeah, you can go there and you can search for it. You exclusively, we don't have a repository like statistics or chemistry or physics. Exclusive repository is not there. We just have to go to these ones and you have to search there. That's how it is. So maybe we can create one. So participants, no, I was just asking participants. OER is not very popular. Any specific reason? Kirti, that's what I said. No, I was discussing about the challenges. That's what I said. We don't have a policy in our country. Why it's not popular? It's because we don't have a government policy or framework yet. Only the discussion is going on. Only if a policy comes up with proper guidelines on its usage and everything, terms and conditions, only if a framework and policy comes up, only then this concept will become popular and people will work on it. Until then, it will go on like this. I think the feedback link they're asking, no? YouTube link had been posted. Yes. We can, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Good evening to one and all present here. On behalf of Sri Krishnaswamy College for Women and Organizing Committee, it's my pleasure to take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on day one of 5-day national level workshop on how to be a better educator. First of all, I would like to thank the chief guest of the day, Dr. Mary Vinita Thomas, Assistant Professor at Department of Education, Central University of Kerala, who spared her time from a busy schedule to grace this workshop with an extremely relevant address on open educational resources. Today's session was full of knowledge. We got to know much about open education resources. You gave a good insight on Creative Commons license, methods to search OER on YouTube and Google, which most of
Yeah, maybe it's a network problem. It's not an issue. So, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.